What is going on, esteemed the witnesses of the courtroom? This is the Croc to bring a gold, silver, crystal, TGBDual, Wi-Fi borderline battle versus Blaniom. So here's this fantastic team preview done by my woman Lexx. I usually, in between every couple episodes, let her make a cute team preview, and as her wonderful, pregnant, beautiful self has done, she has done exactly that. Now what you have in front of you here is an Aerodactyl with Reflect, Earthquake, Rest with Mint, Berry, and Hidden Power Rock for stab. Muck is kind of a different setup. It's standard Sludge Bomb. It's actually got Flamethrower as opposed to Fire Blast. It actually has Explosion and Rest, kind of surprisingly. It's kind of a fool factor for the opponent to see one or the other, and especially see the Rest and be surprised by the Explosion later in the game with Muck's very high-ass attack stat. I'll leave Slowbro for the video because truly it's that surprising, and I really feel like it's more effective in the video than it is actually me talking about it in the team preview. Meganium is going to be pretty much the same bulky one that you've seen from me before. I was debating with the Leech Seed and counter setup. I decided to replace Leech Seed with the Earthquake, as you will see in this battle. For Muck and other common switch-ins to Meganium, mainly fire types, etc. and etc. Dragonite is the lead of this team. He is a sub-Thunderwave, Hydro Pump, Hidden Power fighting kind of guy, because I absolutely detest the shaky-ass accuracy of Dynamic Punch, because it can really screw you over. Even having that Para-Fusion combination is very effective when trying to prevent attacks, but at the same token, it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward play. And rounding off from the UU tier, bringing in Granbull with that Heal Bell, Rest Talk kind of deal in return for stab, massive ass attack stat, and of course having Polka Dot Bow because it's Vec. I have to have Polka Dot Bow. So, I actually decided, since the team preview is a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, and since there's no team preview in Gold, Silver, Crystal, instead of giving you his team, I'm actually going to give you some pre-thoughts and afterthoughts of the battle. It's something I kind of thought of last time. Actually been thinking about it for a while, but with a battle this big, so much riding on this battle, when it comes to a level of to really see how much I've improved in 7 months of playing the Gold, Silver, Crystal metagame versus one of the highest tier players, definitely in the top 5 without doubt, might even be top 5 of all tiers. But the cool thing about Blaniom is he's a very hardcore Smogonist, which, you know, people are what they are, and I have tried to be the A-star the third of the second generation to try to bring the creative, effective sets. And if you guys haven't seen, I've actually started posting those on Pokemon Online as ranking challenges, which I will do more of those. So, pre-thoughts of this battle, as far as the Borderline tier, biggest threats of Borderline, not saying they're on his team, but definitely really big threats to watch out for, and the reason these are checks. One of the biggest threats is going to, of course, be Bellizard. I actually have 2 checks. I have Defensive Slowbro. If I need to check it, he can take 1 Earthquake. I actually carry Surf and Psychic, but I'm not going to reveal the actual reasoning of this moveset or what it can do. That'll be best for the battle. And, of course, Aerodactyl to outspeed and one-shot it with its hidden power, respectively. Also, Muck. I have 2 hard counters to Muck in the form of both Aerodactyl and Slowbro. Also, in addition, I can also fight it with my own Muck, and to an extent, I can hit it on the switch with Meganium and kind of try to check it if it wants to Sludge Bomb straight away as opposed to Curse. But let's face it, most Mucks in Borderline are cursing things. As far as a Dragonite check, I have Aerodactyl, Muck, I can Boom on it, and yeah, that's pretty much all the checks I have for Dragonite. Not too scared of Dragonite, though. To be truthful, I have watched Blaniom for a very long time, but none of these team members were made as a specific counter to anything. They were more for standard Borderline checks. Now, like I said, his favorite is Muck. Muck is going to be the most dangerous thing he's going to bring, and it doesn't matter what tier we're playing, Blaniom will bring Muck. He will probably have some more effective Borderline Pokemon. Alakazam is a big threat in Borderline 2, and I don't really have a lot of checks for it. I've just kind of got to take one hit and damage it accordingly, especially if it's going to be carrying a Miracle Berry. That's going to be a bit of a problem as well. Normally, I won't have this long of a team preview set out, but if this particular battle, it really kind of works out for the best, and I promise you this battle is more than worth the wait. If you guys haven't seen, today I came up with a breakthrough. There's a guy that I'm going to be working with some more Stadium 2 stuff, so that's going to be some big things coming at you guys. And, of course, we still got that big 2015 news, and I don't know if I told you guys, but it is a baby girl that we have, and so that's very, very exciting. So stay tuned after the match for all the normal stuff. Actually, most of this is before the match, but that's okay. So, with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this team preview, and I hope you guys enjoy this battle as much as I do bringing it to you. So let's get straight into the match. What is going on, esteemed witnesses of the courtroom? This is the Croc here to bring you a gold, silver, crystal, TGBDual, borderline Wi-Fi battle versus Blaniom. A couple before thoughts. I knew Muck was going to be present, and I thought at least the couple of borderline matches we've had, I've seen things like Charizard, but Muck being his favorite, it's going to be his best Pokemon. I'm utterly scared of it, but I spent a week building this team for this rematch to make it as epic and fired up as possible. And I got into all that during the team preview, so without my further ado and greatest pleasure, let me bring you this borderline Wi-Fi game. Blaniom's going to be leading here with his Meganium. I'm going to be leading with my Dragonite. I like it. Dragonite's a really, really good lead here because he does have the sub-Thunder Wave combination, and I see the same thing here. He's got a bulky lead Meganium just going for body slams, and after the sub, he's kind of a bit surprised. But at the same time, I know Body Slam will probably break my sub, so he's going to be switching out here into his Muck because he knows Muck can break substitutes for days, and he can pretty much take whatever this Dragonite wants to throw at it. But I figure even though Muck is already slow, paralysis is never a bad thing, as we've learned from Generation 1. So I'm going to go ahead and get that Thunder Wave off that Muck, and I'm going to be switching into my Aerodactyl. Now he's just going to go for the Sludge Bomb here. He's not going to get the Poison Affliction. I know that Aerodactyl can take any hit from this thing. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. I know he's probably going to switch out anyway. He switches into this Kangaskhan. And the baby's going to wave hi to me as I come in. And I'm just going to go ahead. After the Earthquake, I'm going to set up the Reflect. And he's going to start going for Attract. At this point, I already am pretty much assured this is going to be a Parafusion. Not Parafusion. Paratraction. Kangaskhan set. So I'm going to be switching into my Dragonite. He's going to attract that as well, knowing that nothing on my team that he's seen thus far is of the feminine species, so he does not have to worry about the attract being nullified. So here comes the Body Slam, and I'm not going to be able to attack this time. I want to go for a Thunder Wave because Kangaskhan being paralyzed is awesome. And the only thing that's going to be a problem there is if for some reason it has rest. Also, there are a couple small points in the battle using this new rendering engine I got. I had an issue with that stupid chat flying onto the screen, so just don't even pay attention to that. But I am going to get this Thunder Wave off this Kangaskhan. He's going to start body slamming away. He's not going to be getting any paralysis on me today, as I'm at 193 after this turn of leftovers. And that just works out so great. I just can't get the sub up that I want to get up. And he's going to get fully paralyzed anyway, so that's going to work out perfectly for me. So finally on this very next turn, I'm going to get the substitute off, and he's going to be body slamming it anyway, so it's going to break. And I was like... He kept asking me in the chat, Dynamic Punch, and I was like, well, maybe. But I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Fighting because I don't really like Dynamic Punch's shaky accuracy. Even though it is very, very powerful. Probably would have done way over half, as that Body Slam is going to bring me down to 63. Now, I know for a fact another Hidden Power is going to do quite a bit of damage. I'm going to go for it anyway, and I am going to get a pretty nice chunk of damage on this Kangaskhan in return for a useless crit body slam, taking down my Dragonite. So the first score is going to go to Blaniom. Now I'm going to reveal LexxApnea here being my Grand Bull. Now I know he's probably going to want to switch into a physical wall if he has one, which is going to be this Golem. As I'm just going to go for a return anyway, because it doesn't do too bad per se. Now, he's probably going to predict me to switch into my Aerodactyl, and my best switch at this point is my Meganium, as he's just going to go for the Rock Slide. It's not going to do too much. After leftovers recover, I'm going to be at 291 solid. And I figured, I know he's not going to want to explode right off the bat, but I figured whatever he's going to switch into, I can see another Pokemon on his team and scout accordingly, and I can just synthesis on the switch, and it's going to be no big deal, which is going to be this Muck. Now, Muck, most of the time, are going to curse up on first turn on a Meganium because they fear nothing from it. So I'm going to go into Aerodactyl first as he curses up here, and I'm going to set up a Reflect. Now, like I said, I've been working on this team for a week for Borderline in general, and I'm watching him curse up, and I've got my thought process. I revealed in the team preview kind of what my plan was here, and he's going to get up to +3. I'm going to bring in my Slowbro, and I am going to go for the Psych Up. So now I'm at +3 defense of my own and Reflect, and even with that, I don't take Sludge Bomb, and I'm going to get that Poison on me as well. So I figured instead of going for the Psychic, which I should have gone for here because I could have used a lot more HP getting that Mint Berry there. I could have used a lot better use of my HP to deal with this Muck, but I'm just going to continually fire off some Psychics here. I see that brings him right below half. I know another one won't kill him after leftovers. He will barely live, and I'm just going to be at 105, and my choice at this point, I know he's either going to, he's going to explode, which he's not going to explode now because he's going to want to take out my Slowbro. So after the poison on this turn, I know Sludge Bomb is going to take me out. That's a very even trade for a paralyzed, very low HP Muck, as I'm going to bring in LexxApnea here. And that is going to prompt him out into his Golem, which, you know, it's free damage on the switch. I know it really doesn't do anything. Now, the whole thought process here is I'm not going to go for a return on this thing, and it being a rock type. There's no reason for him to go for anything other than the Rock Slide, play the safe prediction in case he wants to predict my Aerodactyl to come back in here. I know Meganium, again, is my safest bet. Now, at this point, I actually do expect him maybe to explode or do whatever it is he wants to. He's going to switch out into this Muck as I go for a synthesis on the switch into this Muck. I'm just going to go for an Earthquake and start praying to Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa is actually going to come through for me and take out this massive, massive physical threat. He told me in the chat he was actually going to boom, and that actually would have taken me out. So he's going to switch out into this Charizard. I am fearing kind of the Fire Blast. It's definitely going to be Belizard being borderline play. I'm going to be switching into my Aerodactyl here. Fire Blast is going to miss. It didn't really matter too much unless there was a burn associated with it, which probably would have let him live my attack at like 7%. But he's just going to play safe, go out to Meganium. I know it's not going to take jack balls from Hidden Power Rock, but it's just, again, free damage on the switch, and I get a free switch into this Muck, which is not going to be affected by this paralysis on the switch into Meganium. So Leech Seed's going to happen. I'm just going to go for the safe Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is going to be doing quite a bit of damage, and I see after Leech Seed, I could probably kill it off with another Sludge Bomb. All I need is the extra poison damage to ensure the KO after, and that's going to prompt him out into his Golem. Now, My goal here is to poison this golem because even though it is a physical wall, it's going to either force his boom earlier than he wants to, or if he's possibly rest mint berry, which he could be still, that's still kind of unknown information. For the most part, other than what you saw in my team preview, most people don't run both rest and explosion on a single Pokemon. It is a rarity, but it does occur. Now, I'm going to be switching out into Meganium again. I'm just prompting him and pretty much provoking him in a sort of way to try to explode on me. I'm just going to synthesis up here. I know he's going to just risk it for the biscuit, fuck it all, and just go boom! And down goes my Meganium. I didn't know if I'd take it. I guess max damage, high golem attack, lots of things there. And I call it right, him switching into Meganium on the pickup here. Just going to go into my Muck. I'm not going to get paralyzed, but he is going to get a crit, so I guess that works out pretty nice. And Sludge Bomb is going to be taking this Meganium out. So we have a 4-3 game going on right here, as Alakazam being his next Pokemon. Now, part of me was like, okay, if he wants to set up Reflect, I'm just going to rest. I could have also boomed whichever one, and he's just going to take me out. Now, I know with max dynamic values in 2nd gen, I know I can take 2 Psychics without dying. I'll take the second one at very, very low health, and that Polka Dot return just tears straight through Alakazam. I'm actually going to live that Psychic with 27 HP, and down goes this Alakazam, a useless crit for the bar line, and it is a 3-2 game. Now, 2 things here. This Charizard, if he wants to drum, he can drum all day long, but I know he's just going to want to kill this guy off because he can't risk extra damage because then he can't get his belly drum off. But I have this ultimate check in the form of Aerodactyl, so there will be no belly drumming shenanigans today. I'm like, Hidden Power Rock, objection! Take that and get out of here, sir. I'm not going to be dealing with any kind of belly drum shenanigans, and now it is a 1-all game, and we have Mother Love, the attracting, I don't even remember what I said, the attracting and paralysis inducing thing. Just going to start firing off hidden powers. I'm going to get that full para, which is so wonderful. Just going to continue to fire off hidden powers as he gets this attract off. Now, I'm thinking in my head, all I need is 1 Earthquake, and this game is in the bag. First off, I'm not going to break through the attraction, but he's going to get a full para, so it's pretty much a nullified turn all in all. On this turn, I'm going to get the Earthquake. Earthquake going to bring him down all the way to the Dark Red, as this Body Slam is still not going to give him the para, but you guys can see Mother Teresa is going to get involved. Once again, I'm going to have the Infatuation from the Kangaskhan, and the Body Slam this time is still not going to be delivering that paralysis. Now, on this turn, I'm going to get the Infatuation. He's going to get the paralysis. I'm at 112 here. I know that Earthquake would not kill from that range. I've got to get my Rest Mint Berry. It's more important at this point. I can get the Reflect up after the fact. I think he knows I have the Mint Berry. I don't know. In our previous Borderline match, the Disconnected that I did put on there for you guys to check out, I think he knew that. But this Body Slam going to take me all the way down to 50. I'm going to be unable to attack, and I'm going to be infatuated, and I'm going to be unable to rest, and that is going to be the game! All down to Mother Love. The toughest, closest game I have ever had in Gold Silver Crystal versus one of the top players. The reaction to the Psych Up Slowbro earlier in the game was just too good from Blaniom's side. I hope you guys enjoyed, because that was an amazing game. It was down to attract and just turn value. It's back down to that Maverick Hunter Vile game. It was just all based on chance. That was a fully skill-intensive game and the toughest one I have had. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Objection! Find the computer room, and peace.